Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing today?
All right, Mr. Jordan. Nice
How
to
you
meet
doing? Dion.
Dion, righty games. You guys have a seat. Okay, so you're here for your second interview, correct? All right, well, guys, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it. So, Dion, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a IT professional. I just recently graduated from the Hope Project with my A+ certification. Also, I've been around computers for the majority of my life. It's something that I'm very passionate about, so I really feel like coming into the IT field is something that I'll enjoy.
Okay, all right, great. Jordan, same question. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, like Dion said, I'm also an IT professional. I recently got an A+ certification from the Hope Project, one of the up-and-coming, well-known technology institutes in D.C., Maryland, Virginia. I'm just a hard worker. I'm dedicated to whatever I put my name on. I'm proficient in many different softwares as far as all the Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows Vista. I'm proficient in that. I'm in the process of getting more certs also, so I can obtain more knowledge.
Okay, and can you tell me a little bit more about your IT training, like some of the certs?
Oh yes. Well, during my certification, I encountered a few different type of skill sets that I was able to get, such as I can break down, put together laptops. I had to change a couple of hard drives out of a few laptops during this course. So I feel as though the hardware is like one of my strongest points. So that's a big thing for me.
Okay, and Dion, about your a little bit more about your training in the IT field.
Well, similar to Jordan, I feel really comfortable with the hardware side. It's one of the parts in IT where I flourished as far as getting the concepts and really understanding how the computer works. Also, we've recently acquired the skill of Office 365, which I know a lot of businesses are moving towards. And if your company is using Office 365, I would know how to set up SharePoint in there and how to manage different accounts and different users on Office 365. Other than that, as far as the 802, we know how to use command prompts and just the basic software side of the Windows operating system.
Okay, all right. Now, work experience. Do you have any specific work experience in the IT field?
I have no work experience in the IT field.
Okay, and how about you, Jordan?
Well, I have different type of work experience in the IT field. One, I work for a company called Progressive Technology Federal Systems, in which I would digitize and kind of revamp old artifacts that were physically sent to our company, and my job was to digitize them and put them in the online files. So that was one thing. Now also, it deals with IT because I understand that the way you act upon customers, your customer service is a real big thing. So I've had infinite amount of customer service jobs in different fields such as retail, hospitality. So I'm kind of well rehearsed in what you need for the IT field.
Okay, all right, great. Let me ask you, Jordan, why do you want to work here at the Department of Employment Services?
Because I feel as though saying that I'm just now being able to get my foot in the door after what I've heard and what I've seen personally about DOES as a whole, because I did work here at one point in a different division. I just love the professionalism, and so that was one thing that really led me to want to work here. But also it's room for growth, not only just mentally, but also as far as like just moving up in the ladder, knowing more, taking on more responsibilities. I see that in this company. So.
Okay. And how about you, Dion? Why do you want to work here?
Well, I think it's a very noble thing that goes on in the Department of Employment Services. You all are helping people who are unemployed get jobs. That's something that I want to be a part of. I feel like when we get the knowledge, we should use it to help other people. And I really feel like the Department of Employment Services is a place where I can be a help to other people.
Okay, all right, great. At this organization, we definitely work a lot in teams. So how do you feel about working in a team environment?
I feel excellent with working in a team environment. As we've mentioned before, we graduated from the whole project, which stands for helping other people excel. And I feel that that moniker is fitting because when we were going through our training, we had other people who had graduated already helping us learn the basics and concepts of computer or information technology. And in turn, we have to do the same to the people who come after us. So I feel like graduating from the whole project has given us the ability to work in a team very well.
Okay. And how about you, Jordan? How do you feel about working in a team environment?
Well, just like Dion said, I've been put in an environment where I have been able to work in several different type of teams, dealing with the whole project, and also through other endeavors I've done, like working with the community, like bringing together like different type of events, which actually takes the team effort. Also, when I was in college, I did play college sports, and everybody knows in order to be successful, you have to be a team player. So I've been around teams all my life, which also makes it easier for me to just be proficient and know my role and be able to do my role to the best of my ability, so I can help my team.
Okay. Good answer. What experience, and this for you, Jordan, do you have with showing people how to use a new operating system?
Oh, well, during my teaching at the whole project, we actually went through all the Windows 7 operating systems, so we actually do know everything about it. I did find myself teaching people in my family actually how to use different ones for their laptops, because they're going through a thing where we have older people in our family who has the newer technology, so they don't really know how to use it. So I've just been teaching them Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows Vista, stuff like that. So.
Okay. And how about you, Dion? Same question.
Similar to Jordan, as I said, with the whole project, they did teach us a lot about operating systems, specifically Windows 7. And in my personal life, just like Jordan, older people are getting more acclimated to using newer technology, and somebody has to teach them how to use these operating systems. Also, at our church, we have older members as well, and we have to upgrade their computers because they were running Windows XP, and we had to move them up to Windows 7. It was about, I think, 5 computers. That's about the extensive I've gotten with operating systems.
Okay. All right, great. Dion, have you ever worked in an environment where you dealt with confidential information?
No, I don't think I have worked in an environment where I've dealt with confidential information.
Okay. How about you, Jordan?
Yes, actually, last year in from 2013 August to July 2014, I worked with DOES Unemployment Tax Benefits, where I was a file room clerk, and in there by myself, I would manage at least 1,000 folders a day, like just organizing them, and all of them were confidential because there are people's bank statements, their social security numbers, everything. So I did a pretty good job managing that whole file room with all the confidential. There's nothing but confidential information in there. So.
Okay. All right, great. Dion, describe to me what a top-notch customer service experience with you would be like.
Top-notch customer service experience with me would be leaving the customer satisfied and also happy, because I think a lot of times in customer service, we mainly focus on getting the customer to the end goal, but we don't focus on their satisfaction. Because if you're calling in for a problem, usually you're going to be angry.
Right.
There's going to be some type of problem that you may have been dealing with that has, upset you. And I think one of the things that separates a good IT professional, help desk professional, from a great IT professional is that ability to relate to the customer and show them that you are human, even though you're over the phone.
Okay. All right, good answer. And George, same question. Describe to me what a top-notch customer service experience with you would be like.
A top-notch customer experience for me will mean that your issue is either resolved or taking steps to get it resolved efficiently as accurately as possible, because nobody wants to be on the phone waiting for anything or deal with
with an attitude. So my thing is to make sure that I at least can brighten up their day by getting what they need done resolved.
Okay, good answer. Jordan, tell me about a time when you had to deal with a hostile customer or caller. How did you handle the issue, and is there anything you would have done differently?
Okay, well, for example, about, I want to say about a year and a half ago, I worked for this company called Sports Zone. And this guy, he came in the previous week, he bought about 5 different pairs of shoes. He came in a week later and he had worn all the shoes, but he wanted to return them. And policy is you can't return the shoes, so he got a little bit, hot about it. So rather than, maintain, even though I knew he was kind of in the wrong and he knew he was in the wrong, rather than just kick him out or anything like that, I gave him a discount on 2 of the shoes, and I actually showed him the policy, so next time when he buys another pair of shoes, he understands that if he wants to take it back, he can't wear it.
Okay.
So.
All right, great. And Dion, same question. Tell me about the time you had to deal with a hostile customer or caller. How did you handle the issue, and is there anything you would have done differently?
Well, about a year ago, I worked at Shoppers, and at one particular day, a customer came in and he was very irate. Apparently, he had something that had spoiled. He said that it was spoiled by the time it got home. The person who was initially working with him wasn't very customer service oriented, so it escalated the situation. I was able to step in as per the person who was overseeing me. They told me to rectify this problem. The first thing that I did was I related to them. So, for example, I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was like, well, I understand how frustrating it might be to get something spoiled and you paid money for it. And it kind of calmed them down. And once I was able to take them through the steps of how they could get their money back, they appreciated it.
Okay. All right, guys, this is the last question that I have for you. How would you prioritize these 3 situations from most important to least important, and why? CEO can't print a document, no one in the company can access the internet, and video conference equipment in a conference room is not working. So again, I need you to prioritize them from most important to least important, and tell me why. CEO can't print, no one can access the internet, and video conference equipment is not working. So, question. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't have a question. I was just going to answer it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, let's
you go first.
right here.
Oh, yeah. Did you want to?
Yeah. You have a question?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
I was wondering is it possible for us to get more information regarding these specific situations? I'm just asking because I guess all 3 of these could take priority depending on when each one needs to be done. Is this all the information that we will get about these?
Do you have a specific question about
Okay.
a specific one?
What time or when does the video conference take place according to our time?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. That's my question.
Okay. You go first.
The one that I'd put above all else is no one in the company can access the internet. I feel that's probably the most important, because if you're a company, if you're a business, and no one can access the internet, then no work is getting done at that point. And I'm pretty sure the CEO would acknowledge that, because that's the company that they have to run. The second one I would put in priority is the CEO can't print a document. CEOs are usually doing important business. They need to be able to print out documents as well as send out documents, which is why the internet would also take priority first. And the last one would be the video conferencing equipment in the conference room is not working. I'd handle that last because I do have more time since it's tomorrow. But I'd make sure that that's done the same day that I'm doing the rest of these tasks, to make sure that there's a little bit of a grace period so I can make sure everything is functional.
Okay. And you, George, same question.
Okay, the order's pretty much the same. The first one I would choose is no one in the company can access the internet, mainly because also with The CEO, chances are he can't connect to the internet either, which, like Dion said, he'll be unable to even send his print to it, which is actually probably the issue with why he can't print a document. So if I fix number 2, then possibly I may have just fixed number 1 at the same time. But also, I would put the CEO can't print the document second, because a CEO needs to be able to know that his tier 1 or tier 2 help desk support is punctual. That's the biggest thing in business, like punctuality. When the CEO prints something, they need something now, which is why I chose number 2. In the video conferencing equipment, I chose that third because I have no problem staying late getting to that. So that's why I would choose that.
Okay, very good. Well, those are the questions I have for you guys. Jordan, you have any questions for me?
Yes. What type of qualities do you look for around this company to be able to excel and be successful?
Okay. Really, in general, we look for folks that, of course, want to help other people, because we are public servants. So that's the main thing. But then again, specifically to IT, you have to be versatile. You have to be assertive. We want people that can definitely respond quickly to responses, to requests that are made.
Right.
And you definitely have to be willing to help people and be patient as well.
Okay.
Any other questions?
One more. Like Dion said, we recently just became knowledgeable in Office 365, and I realized there's a lot of companies that's migrating over to Office 365. I was trying to figure out, are you one of those companies that will be migrating eventually?
Yeah, I can't give you a definitive answer. Again, that's an IT manager question, but I do know that there is some migration going on in terms of software and hardware. So that's why we're definitely looking to hire somebody soon.
Okay, I understand. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, Dion?
No, this may be a more IT-oriented question, so if you don't have to answer, that's perfectly fine. But I was wondering, what would a typical workday be for somebody who would be on your Tier 1 help desk?
And actually, I can probably answer that. Again, typical workday would be first and foremost responding to emails, because sometimes you get emails from the previous evening. So, that's kind of the first thing. Also, in your workstation, you're at the phone, so we expect you to, reply to phone calls immediately. But for IT, we want those folks first thing in the morning out there running, making sure that those people who may have made requests in the evening, they're getting taken care of first thing in the morning so they can be about their business. So that's the first thing. You guys are definitely coming in running. And then again, just really trying to not just maintain, but hopefully avoid any issues that you may notice while out in the field working with customers.
Okay. I feel like you've answered my question. That's all. That's the only question I have.
Okay. It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
It was a pleasure meeting you too. Look forward to hearing from you.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest.